Kanye West had a very busy Valentine's Day weekend. Aside from performing on SNL, releasing his new album, The Life of Pablo, and letting everyone know that the artist formerly known as Mos Def is retiring, the controversial rapper also took some time out to let his fans know that despite all of his success, he is $53 million in debt. And in true Kanye fashion, this announcement came via Twitter. So we have the tweets. We're gonna go full screen. So he says, right before he goes on at SNL, he says, "I write this to you, my brothers, while still $53 million in personal debt. Please pray we overcome. This is my true heart." Now, it keeps going because the next day, Kanye West reached out to Mark Zuckerberg and said this: "Mark Zuckerberg, I know it's your B-Day, but can you please call me by tomorrow?" Kanye was asking Zuckerberg to donate $1 billion to his art. So, Nick, we're used to Kanye's rants on Twitter, but this one seems a little misplaced, I'd say.
I guess he heard that Mark Zuckerberg decided he was going to be charitable and start giving away all of his money to things that really mattered, and he thought that, yeah, maybe I should be part of that. Forget kids in villages that don't have water. You should give $1 billion to me so I can continue doing my art. What happened to We Made a Million Minute? We Made a Million Minute. When the Kimoji app came out, that was his thing. They were making a lot of money. Are we sure that he's being literal here when he says that he's $53 million in debt? I'm sure the guy still has money. Maybe he's talking about all the houses and the cars that he probably still owes money on.
I mean, is anybody ever sure what anything means with Kanye?
But what was he trying to even say with that first thing, we shall overcome? Like, what does that have to do with...
I'm very split on this because the wording of the tweets, it almost sounds like he's co-opting all of the civil rights stuff that's happening. You had, Beyonce dedicating her performance to Black Lives Matter and Black history, and then Jay-Z donating millions of dollars to the Black Lives Matter movement, and then Kanye comes out and he starts saying all of these things like, "We shall overcome, please pray for me, my brothers, where, I'm in debt." But it's almost misappropriation of this movement that's actually striving to make changes in the world just so he can create more art.
Yeah, and is he talking about the fashion game or is he talking about the music game? Because we know he's pumped millions of dollars into the fashion game, and we heard him on Sway. He was not so happy talking about how hard it is and how difficult it is. But let's be honest. I mean, the kind of fans that he garners probably aren't the same kind of people that would buy his clothing, for example, because we're talking about like tattered, ripped T-shirts that are like $600, for example.
He was the first person to wear leather sweatpants. It's very true.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's I'm just confused more than anything.
I mean, he said previously that he was $16 million in debt from trying to launch his fashion line. He was $40 million in debt from committing money to 3 seasons of this fashion line. But he also made $22 million. He has some of the highest record sales. He's one of the most celebrated artists in hip hop history, or music for that matter. And he has massive tours. He had some of the highest grossing tours. So it's a little hard for me to believe that he's $53 million in debt and he's asking Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion just for art, because as you know, or you may not know, Kanye has compared himself to Walt Disney. He is the Walt Disney of our generation, and we also have a tweet about that as well. He says, "I'm this generation's Disney. I want to bring dope shit to the world." So Mark Zuckerberg, Kanye West is reaching out to you. He's asking you for $1 billion, but feel free to go on not replying.